Hi all, welcome to John's Model Making. Today I'm going to be doing this Citroen C4, the next three stages, 26, 27 and 28, which is going to be fascinating simply because we've got the suspension to complete, we've got the right front suspension to complete, and then we're going to be popping the wheel arches into place onto the frame that we did earlier in the build. Remember this? There we go. Yeah, and then we're going to be putting the engine in here as well. Now we've got the shock absorbers to complete before that, but yeah, by the time stage 28 is completed, the engine will be in place, but all these fiddly pipes, there's the engine, they will probably still be like that. I don't think we fit them yet until probably, I think it's something like stage 30, 31, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but we've got a lot to do in these next three stages, so without further ado, let's get on with the build. Okay, here we have stage 26. We get the parts out. There we go, those are the parts. So we have the steering rack bellow, the front right suspension arm, the front right suspension rod, the right steering swivel arm, the steering rack housing 2, and we need EM, GM, AM, ABM screws. Okay, so first thing we need is 26B, and 26B goes into here like this, and we need one GM screw. Keep this in place. There we go, excellent. Right, next piece we need is this, is 26C. We need an AM screw. The AM screw goes into here, which will be this little one here, and then this piece will go into there. So let's get this in place. Okay, now I've got my third hand in place. There we go. That's the AM screw. Now we want the EM screw. Let's capture this end. There we go. Excellent. That's how that works, just like that. So EM, AM, GM screws. Okay, next we need 26E, which is the steering rack. That fits just inside there like so. And then we need 26F, which fits over the top, capturing that rod, and we need two AM screws to keep this in place. There we go. Excellent. We'll find out how that works later on. Well, that's how it is at the moment. There we go, there's that steering rack, and it is correct that. Okay, next we need these two pieces. Yes, this is from earlier, of course. And that piece goes there, which is 26D. The instructions are a little bit confusing because it mentions 25D. I'm not sure why. Oh, we've even got the bellow to put on there as well, which is 26A. And now I can get this screwed into place just here. There we go, that's an ABM screw, and there's that piece in place with the bellow. Should look exactly like that. Excellent. This is one we did previously. There we go. Excellent. So there we go, that is stage 26 completed. Here we have stage 27, get the parts out. There we go, those are the parts. We have the left front wheel base 3, which is that piece. Then the left front shock absorber 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then the front suspension spring 1, and then front suspension spring 2. And then we have the front brake flexible hose. There we go. Right, we also need these pieces from earlier. Right, we need 27A, which is this piece. And that will go on to there, like so. And we need a couple of AMM screws. There we go, excellent. So there we go, those are the two AMM screws in place. Right, next we need 27C, which is this piece, and we need 27B and 27C. 27C has two little pegs on it. Should be able to slip that over and slot these along. Get that lined up. turn it till it goes, I suppose. There we go. That's that in place. Excellent. This will go into here like that. Turn that around, and we do need an AIM screw. Okay, I'll just move that out of the way for now. Get this AIM screw. There we go. Brilliant. Right, put that there for now. Now we need the wheel arch. There we go. We have the wheel arch here. Keep that hose out of the way. And we need this piece, which is 27D. So we have 27D and 20A. Now 27D goes in there. It is a keyhole shaped pattern, that. So it'll keep its place there. And we need a CM screw. Just there like that. Excellent. Right, now we need 27G. Which goes over the top there like so. Now he wants us to put this hose pipe in place. Or this hose. Take the spring out for now. Get the hose just there. That was easy enough. Get the spring there. I'm sorry, wrong spring. That's why. That's the spring. I'll give you a bit more. There we go. That's how that should be, just like that. This spring basically goes on to here, just like that. There we go. What we just popped in place. Now that channel there, that peg on 27D will fit in there and then lock into place. We get this the right way around. We don't need that shaft at the moment. We can pop that there. Hopefully I'll be able to see this. I think this is going to take a little bit of oomph. Get that in. Twist it round. There we go. That's locked in place. Excellent. Put that in afterwards. Brilliant. There we go. So that's that brake disc in place. Looking cool, is it not? So that's how that looks at the moment. Now we have some hose pipes or hoses to create. We need 150mm, 280mm and 170mm. Okay, those are hose. 80mm, 70mm, 50mm. Now the 50mm one will go onto here and onto that first little peg just here. I don't think these are going to wiggle on, so I'll have to open these up. There we go, that should be fine for now. Let's see if we can get these in place now. So this is the 50mm. That was tough. And it comes around here onto this peg here. There we go. So that's the 50mm hose. Now the 70mm hose will go on to the next peg alongside this 50mm one, and it will also go on to the caliper. Okay, now it's on one end. Let's grab all of that there, and that didn't work. Get that onto here. There we go, slips on nicely there. Right, now we need the two 80mm hoses. Flip that through there. These go into these joints on the caliper, so that one is in place there, and then basically it's just a matter of bringing it round and connecting it to here and here with the other hose. Okay, now I've got that hose just on. There we go. It pushes on better with the pliers, little pliers. Right, we get this second one into place. Basically it will go to this caliper joint just here. There we go, see it goes on there, perfect. I have to glue them anyway, and then tuck it around the back just like the other one. Bring it around and put it on this last connection. There we go. Last one's a gem. There we go. So that's the 3 hoses in place, looking just like that. Brilliant. So there we go, we got 50, 80, 80 and 70 on this end, and the 70mm one goes at the top joint there. These two are 80mm and that is the 50mm. So there we go, that is stage 27. Let's move on to stage 28. Okay, here we have stage 28, got the portals. There we go, those are our parts. We have right front wheel base 3, right front shock absorber 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we have the front suspension spring 1 and front suspension spring 2, and then we have front brake flexible hose, 2 washers and 2 wheel hubcaps. Okay, now we want 24A, which is this, and 28A, which is this piece, just same as stage 27. We need a couple of screws, which are AMM screws. Just hold that there. There we go, perfect. Yeah, watch out for them. There we go. Right, now we need these two pieces, 28B and 28C, just like before. The 2 holes there in that little piece, line it up with these 2 pegs, slide it down until they interlock. There we go, just like that. Now we can pop this into place here, and we'll need a AIM screw. So we hold that there, take that shaft out, pop the AIM screw here. There we go. Excellent, we can pop that shaft back in. There we go, excellent. Right, now we need the wheel arch, and we don't need that for now. We can pop this piece, which is 28D, again, keyhole shapes, pop that there, get the hose out of the way, and we need a CM screw to keep that in place. Okay, hold on to 28D, you get the CM screw down the middle. There we go, nice and tight. Right, now we can pop this hose in place. Bring that around to this little pip over here. There we go, that's that in place. Right, we need 28E, which is that spring, and then we need this piece, which is, sorry, that's 28G is the spring. It doesn't really matter. And 28E goes over the top. There we go, just like that. Get them in that position. Okay, that's them in place. Right, we need this little arrangement again. Need to pop the spring onto there, take that shaft out, and then we need to pop this in place. Again, get that cut out right. With that little peg, and I'm going to press all this down. There's the peg. It's proving to be a little bit awkward. I can see the peg now. There we go. Twist it round. There we go. Excellent. That's that in place. Now we can put the shaft back into the bellow. There we go. That's looking brilliant. Right, now we have some hose pipes to create again. 150mm, 2 80mm and 1 70mm. There we go, those are the hoses. We just wait for them to open up a little bit with the cocktail sticks. Okay, 51mm goes onto this first connection. Just there, and onto here. Just there, like so. The first 80mm one will go onto here. Just wiggle it on, and and that will come around here and we'll go on to the connections on the caliper, just like that. Now the second one will go on to here. There we go. That one will come around here. Shift that. Set that off for now. It's just a nuisance, I think. And then we're on to this bottom joint. Just there like that. And then the remaining one is the 70mm, which will go on the end here. Just like that. Oh, that one's come off now. Typical, I think I'll glue it. There we go. That 50mm one is now glued in place, and I've glued the other one on the other wheel arch. Okay, now we can pop the wheel arches into place. So I need this frame, and this wheel arch will go here, just there, captured just there like so. And we need AFM screws, 1, 2, same with the other wheel arch on this side. So we're going to hold that there like so until we get the wheel arch in, get the screw in I should say. There we go, that's the left wheel arch. So now we want the right wheel arch. Same again, 2 screws, 2 AFM screws. That's the 2 wheel arches in place. Okay, now we need to get the engine in place. Now that connection goes to here, and this connection goes under here. So this frame does move out of the way anyway. So that will go there like so, and that will go there like that. AFM screw here, AP screw there. There we go, that's the engine captured for now. Okay, we can flip this over now. It's a bit of a cloth there, protect this top here. Right, there we go. Right, what we need to do now is to get these shafts into these bellows. That one goes there, and that one goes there. Perfect. Okay, now we have that in place. Then we need this subframe. Now this subframe has got multiple connection points. 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3 there. And same on the other side. So that will connect there, and that will connect there, and we need to connect the steering rack up. Right, the steering rack obviously will go is here. We need to connect these 2 pieces up, flip them round, and they use ADM screws to get them in place. We'll connect the other pieces up later. Okay, now to make life easier, I'm going to pop AIM screws into here. This is step 15. There we go, that should make it a little bit easier. So here and here, AIM screws, and now we'll try and get the steering rack in place. Right, hold that there. I have pre-threaded the screw onto that arm. Oops, still don't work for me. Very fiddly this. Get that back. Get that back in position. Hold it there. Now you can't see much, but it has gone through. There we go, finally that's one end of the steering rack in place. Basically just move this around, we get the other end in, shift the bellow out of the way because that just gets in the way. There we go, and we should have enough movement, enough space there to get the next screw into place just here. There we go, I can feel that coming through. Excellent. Right, all we need now is a CM screw over here and one over here. So let's get a CM screw down here. There we go. Once that's part of the subframe in place, get the bellow out of the way, get this one in place here. Excellent. What we need to do is squeeze the bellows into place. There we go. That should be fine. So that is the engine in place. There we go. That's another shot of the engine on those wheel arches and subframe. Okay, now we can put the brake disc in place and the wheel. So that should be able to go there like so. And then this will go over the top, capturing all of that. And we just need a VM screw. There we go. That's there. Alright, get the VM screw down the middle. Okay, hold that in place. Get the screw with the washer straight down the middle. I honestly didn't think I wanted to go, but it's in place. Right, we do the same with this wheel. I suppose we can flip that there now like that. Right, get that into place like that. Line up the wheel with the brake disc and that cut out. Okay, don't drop the washer inside, and we'll get this screw down in the middle. There we go. Excellent. That's the second wheel in place. There we go. You can see the steering working there as well now. The steering rack will fix into there, or steering column I should say. But yeah, it all works fine. It's great. So that's the engine in place. It's got all these multitude of pipes to fit later on. Excellent stuff. All we need to do now is to pop the hubcaps in place. It should go there. There we go. And then this one into this side. There we go. They just press in place just like that. Excellent stuff. So there we go. There is the engine in place with the wheels. Yeah, you can see that steering rack moving across now. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Just watch out for these little pieces here and here when you turn it over. They don't get damaged in any way. Well, that's looking absolutely brilliant. Loving it. So there we go. That's stages 26 to 28 complete. There we go, folks. There is the engine in place on them two wheels. You can see that steering rack with that bellow moving. Yeah, we've got all the pipe work to connect, but that will come later. We've got the radiators to connect up first. Yeah, but that is looking absolutely brilliant. Rather fiddly in places. Yeah, especially getting that subframe underneath for the suspension. Yeah, it's looking cool. It's best stored like that, I think. Yeah, hold it like that. It tips back otherwise, and when it tips back, it seems to rest on the rain flaps, as they call them. They don't look all that clever, so I think I might rest it on the box actually when it's in storage. Anyway, there we go. So there we go. That is stages 26 to 28, looking just like that, looking absolutely superb, brilliant. So we got the radiators next, and then after that we'll have, I think it's the rear part of the car, or it might have the chassis, the floor chassis, I can't remember now. But anyway, it's looking brilliant, loving it. If you did like that, give us a nice big thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Stay safe. Bye for now.